Hey everyone, William Strife here, and guess what? Armageddon has come again, and the internet is abuzz with hype, wonder, and questions about the newest installment of Bethesda's post-apocalyptic game series, Fallout 4. The announcement trailer, released this past Wednesday, is chock full of hints, clues, and blatant signs about what's in store for us upon our revisit to the post-nuclear East Coast America. Which brings up the first question, and exactly where we're going to start off. How can you tell that Fallout 4 takes place on the East Coast? First off, we can rewind through the trailer to a series of shots, all in the second half of the video, which either subtly or blatantly show off the metropolitan area of Boston, Massachusetts. These shots include the historic ship, the USS Constitution, the Bunker Hill Monument and Exhibit, the signature statue of Paul Revere in front of the Old North Church, a likely shot of a fortified Fenway Park, a brief showing of the signature golden dome of the Massachusetts State House, and finally, a difficult-to-catch shot of Scollay Square, an inner-city area from 1950s Boston. Those are 5 of the most blatant signs that Fallout 4 takes place in and around Boston, Massachusetts. The location is also the only solid conclusion that you can draw without risking misinterpretation of what's shown in the short 3-minute trailer. However, there's plenty of imagery to extrapolate from. To start, there's a shot of some general urban ruins with a building in the background that has partially obscured text, and the words Bay Center are visible. The missing words are most likely Massachusetts and transit, which lends itself to the fact that Boston has its own subway system. Remember what Bethesda did with the metro tunnels in Washington, D.C.? That's right, get ready for the twisted maze-like underground to return. Something else noteworthy is that shot of the Paul Revere statue. It's at night and there appears to be lightning, thunder, and potentially rain, which is something noteworthy given that all weather effects were non-existent in both Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Another thing is the shot of the garage or workshop at the end of the trailer. This view alone suggests a plethora of different things, starting with the return of some classic Fallout guns. Skill books, maybe even magazines seem to be returning, and judging by the Vault Boy bobblehead, the collectibles will likely be hidden across the wasteland again. Those are some of the smaller things seen in the trailer, or elements that are easily overlooked. Now, let's take a look at some of the bigger things that have larger implications, but are fairly vague. Things that, when you look at them in relation to earlier leaks, suddenly take a lot of shape. To start things off, of all the things the trailer does, it clearly shows a constant flashing back and forth between past and present versions of various locations. This all leads up to a couple looking at their infant child in a crib. It's this initial image the trailer paints that bears the most striking resemblance to a casting document leaked more than a year and a half ago. According to the site that made the story, Kotaku, the document was leaked to them through a reliable source but off the record. It's now clear that both the image at the top of the document and the words written in it fit the trailer like a piece out of a custom-cut jigsaw puzzle. Half of the script is about a man worried about the approaching war, nuclear threat, his wife, and infant son. All a dead stamp of the trailer. Far more telling, however, is the picture of the character at the top of the page, who bears a striking resemblance to the man over the crib and the man wearing the vault suit. At this point, it's clear that the old casting document was no fake, and it gives us some very interesting insight as to the likely story of Fallout 4 and when it takes place. There are a lot of things made clear from connecting these dots, the first of which is the time frame for the game. The leaked script isn't a perfect one-to-one reflection of the trailer, but something common between them is that things that happened before the bombs fell are quite clearly very important to the story in a more direct way than it's how the world changed. Also, it's possible that the man over the crib at the start of the trailer is the same man in the vault suit at the end. Or maybe whoever is wearing the vault suit is now the adult infant son. Either interpretation lends itself to the second thing, the idea that Fallout 4 takes place not terribly long after the atomic holocaust. This would also mean that Fallout 4 takes place long before Fallout 3, during a time when both the Enclave and the Brotherhood of Steel had no presence on the East Coast, both groups being West Coast transplants. This means the power armor-wearing soldiers on vertibirds seen in the trailer would likely be from the Commonwealth government, or possibly the Institute, aka the remnants of MIT. Both of these organizations were mentioned in Fallout 3 by Dr. Zimmer, a man in Rivet City who was searching for an android, and came from the Commonwealth located north of DC. As far as overarching predictions go for story and setting, that's about all that can be reasonably drawn. But there's one more thing that the trailer hints at, and the leaked script blatantly states: the idea that the main character is voiced. If this is the case, then it will be the largest departure from how the Fallout games have played thus far, with no main character ever having been voiced in a Fallout game previously. This does, however, bring up a major conflict. Bethesda Game Studios has a solid track record of allowing full range of motion for character creation, letting you choose sex, race, and even make an avatar that's completely off the wall. The question that's raised, but unanswered at this point is full-range character creation still a feature, or has it been nixed in favor of trying to tell a more specific story with at least a partially predefined avatar? The only other hint that could help shed some light on this is how the trailer, for a brief moment, shows that the game is still presented from a first-person perspective. While that doesn't remove the possibility of a voiced main character, it does run up against the deep role-playing style of the series, where you talk to people, and not the character that you are controlling. It's possible that there's still more to be extracted and projected from the short reveal trailer for Fallout 4. However, you'd be scraping the sides of the jar after everything that's been covered here. Furthermore, it would hardly be worth the effort to analyze those 3 minutes any further, as in just a week, Bethesda is having their first ever press conference at E3. Well, that's everything. Thanks for watching and listening, and be certain to hop down to the comments and hash out what you think with others. I'm William Strife, and this has been the Fallout 4 Trailer Breakdown. I'll see you later.